This is Miss Sandra. Since I can't show you how to make prints in the library right now, I'm going to show you a version to try at home until we're able to do it together. So we're going to be making this and then using it to make that. This could get really messy, so get your grown-ups permission, or better, get them to do it with you. They might like it too. You'll need newspaper or something to cover where you're going to be working, paint. This is tempera paint. You need something a little thicker than watercolor. You need jars, hopefully 2 of them. You want ones with sort of round but with sort of flat sides so you can roll them. You need a little one and a bigger one. If you only have big jars, you can use a toilet paper roll too. You'll also need a piece of styrofoam. You can use part of a takeout container, or if you have a styrofoam plate you can cut down. You're going to need a plate that you can get paint on. I'm using a plastic paint here. Something else you definitely want to check before you put paint on anything. And you're going to need paper that it's okay to print on. You're going to get paint on everything, including your fingers. And scissors are good too. First, you're going to cut down your piece of styrofoam. You're going to need it small enough to fit on the plate, and you want to make sure it's flat. Cutting styrofoam smoothly is not easy. So now that you have this, what you want to do is draw your design in either a pen or a dull pencil. I'm going to push down pretty hard, because what you want to do is make like a long dent or groove. Because when we put paint on here, the paint is going to grab everywhere except what's been pushed in. So where you scratch in is going to end up being the white spaces in your drawing. So all of these were pencils that were marks that were pushed in. So you can kind of see the shadow here. It's hard, but you want to try not to make holes in it. So I think I've got all of those dented deeply enough that it'll work. Once you've got that, going to put paint on your plate. You need a pretty good blurb of it. And this part's going to look really funny. If you have your smaller jar, roll it in the paint. Usually when you're printing, you have a tool like this called a brayer. It gets the ink nice and smooth, and it helps you put it on. But for now, we're going to use the jar. So you're going to try to go in different directions and just keep rolling around. Because the idea is you want it as smooth as possible. You don't want it too thick, but you want it to cover everything. And yes, it's going to get on your fingers and the plate and the newspaper, but that's why we have the newspaper. But once it looks pretty smooth, and I think this is about as smooth as it's going to get, you're going to carefully roll the jar on your drawing. And you can see this jar is not totally smooth, so I've got that line there. There's not too much I can do about it. So I'm going to kind of wiggle it around to try to make it look like it's part of the drawing. So you've got the ink, you've got your drawing. Now you need paper. So you're going to put this on your paper, painty side down, figure where you want it, and drop it. Then you're going to use larger jar to roll it and try to smush it as flat as you can. Once it's pretty smushed, try to pull it off carefully. And see how it turned out. Put a little bit too much in here so you can see that I've got some ink in there. But sometimes if you have too much, you can even do a second one without having to put more paint on. So let's give it a shot. This one's a little bit lighter, but you can kind of see. So we've got 2 tries. Now, we're not using the right tools or the right materials. We should be using ink instead of paint, and I showed you what a brayer looks like. So it takes a lot of practice, and it's probably not going to turn out perfect even after a couple tries. But have fun, and hopefully sometime this summer we'll be able to get together again and do it together. Enjoy!